StockPulse.com commodity brief for December 5th. Today's brief sponsored by Allan Minerals. Allan is focused on advancing large-scale gold and silver exploration projects in Nevada and Yukon territory. Agreements with Hochschild Mining ensures advancement of 3 gold projects in Nevada, including the drill-ready Horse Thief project. Allan also holds the Haldane Silver property in the historic Keno Silver District of the Yukon territory, where drilling will test high-grade silver targets. Allan trades under the symbol TARSF on the OTC and ANZ on the Toronto Venture Exchange. Radius Gold in the news here. Radius trades as RDU on the Venture, RDUFF, OTC in the States. Got some good gold intersects here at the Langille project, Chihuahua, Mexico. With me now, I've got the CEO, Simon Ridgway. Hey, Simon, appreciate you taking some time here. Why don't you run through the highlights of this one? Looks like some pretty good numbers for you.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a little lower grade than the ones above it. We've been cutting some very strong mineralization in this chute. So hopefully this lower grade is just not a trend. It's just like gold. You hit one hole, you hit the next. So let's see. Pan American's the operator. They're drilling for us, earning in. They've got to pay us $1 million and spend several more millions to earn. I think they can go to 65% at the end of the day if they choose to. We retain 35% if they keep drilling these kind of holes. I'm sure they'll stay with it.
And this is one of your projects here. Why don't you take us through what Radius is doing towards year end and in the next year?
Yeah, we do basically we generate a lot of projects ourselves. We've made a lot of discoveries in Central America and Mexico over the last 10 years in various companies. Some of them, sometimes there are just a 500,000 ounce discoveries, so I sell them and keep the money. Use the money to keep the company financed. I haven't been back to the market to finance Radius since 2011. Constantly looking for that big discovery that'll make the company, a home run. So that's the name of the game. Try to keep it without diluting it, without going back to the market again and again. Keep it financed by making discoveries, and if they don't look like they can be a home run, then selling them and on to the next one. So I've got a good team of guys that have been with me for probably 15 years through various companies that we've had discoveries and sold the company, such as Mar West, and hopefully that'll be the end game for Radius when we make the right discovery. Maybe this is it, but I joint ventured it because I think it's a good discovery, but I don't think it's going to be the one it's going to take a lot of drilling to get it there. I like the ones where you start every hole you put in, you get a great hit, and the stock price just keeps rising. So we've got a number of other projects in Mexico that we're working on ourselves, 100% ownership, and hopefully in the new year we'll be putting out some news on those.
Okay, appreciate that update from Radius Gold CEO Simon Ridgway. That's RDU on the Venture, RDUFF OTC in the States, and then caught up with Allan Berry of the Allan Berry Report, and here was his take on the results.
Rob, I'm impressed with this one for a few different reasons. One is that this is the hits that they had, such as 23 meters of 4.61 grams per ton gold that they announced, is in conjunction with a lot of other holes, and they're getting these strong drill results from surface down. So, that's quite exciting. You're not going deep. You could possibly have an open pit type situation, or at least be producing right from the start of getting down. And another reason I'm positive about this project is Pan American Silver's their partner. That as Simon mentioned, they're paying them $1 million over a period of time and spending millions to earn a 65% interest, which will give RDU a 35% interest. It's Mexico project, so that often means there's good infrastructure around it and a long history of permitting for these kind of projects. The team at RDU, led by Simon Ridgway, has a history of success in finding projects and selling them. For this one, they've got the prospect generator type model. It's one that they've optioned out to Pan American Silver, a major silver producer and company that really knows what they're doing in Mexico. And they're a bit of a hybrid prospect generator in that they've got several other projects in Mexico that are 100% owned. So it's got a nice mix. Their ongoing drilling should generate some more news. As Simon mentioned, it seems to be pretty consistent in delivering with the drill results. So I'm expecting more good drill results as they continue to drill. And then they've got their 100% owned projects to generate news as well. So definitely one for investors to keep an eye on.
GoGold in the news recently. GoGold trades as GGD on the TSX, GLGDF and the OTCQX in the States. They release assays from 8 drill holes, the Los Ricos project, including 4 from the San Juan area. Got with me now Brad Langille, the CEO. Hey, Brad, appreciate the time and update here. Looks like some pretty good numbers. Why don't you run through the highlights for us?
Well, really, the drill results that we put out today have been pretty similar and pretty similar and very good. Like the results we've been putting out pretty much every week or every 2 weeks since last March when we get into this project. And I guess the backstory on this project is that it's a project I've been following for 8 years. It became available here last March. We entered into option agreement on it. We're going to pay a little over $12 million over 60 months. We started drilling there with 2 rigs. We're now at 4 rigs. And between then and August, we saw enough there. We said, enough of the option agreement. We got to acquire this thing outright. And we made an offer to our counterparty, and we said, here, we'll give you $7.1 million. And that's $5 million less than waiting for the money over the next 60 months. But they said they would do it as long as we would give them half of that in stock at 51 cents Canadian. And so they'd have skin in the game. They get to participate in the upside. And so that's what we did. They took half in cash and half in shares. Those shares are being in a private escrow agreement. They're getting those in lots of 1 lot every month over the next 24 months. The same with the cash. So we're just keep on pounding away at that area of this deposit, 3.2 kilometers that we're drilling along right now over an area of about 35 kilometers in our project. And we keep on hitting with the drill. I mean, it's probably the best success I've had with the drill as far as consistency and grade. I mean, I've drilled the highest grade hole in my career at 24 meters at 21 grams. That's 30 meters from the surface. We think we can open pit this thing, bulk mine it ultimately.
Okay, appreciate the update. Brad Langille, CEO, GoGold, GGD on the TSX. Then caught up with Allan Berry from the Allan Berry Reports, and here was his take on the news.
Rob, one of the key litmus tests, if you will, that I've watched for in junior mining companies is how busy they are with the drill rig. In the business, we call it the truth machine, and the truth is those that are busy with it are that way because they know they've got something serious and they want to bang away at it as hard as they can. This company, GoGold, has picked up this Los Ricos project, as Brad mentioned, back in March, and ever since then they've been cranking away with the drilling, and the results are only going to have them crank things up even more with the addition of a couple more drill rigs to get that up to 4 rigs on the property. And the results, as he mentioned, have been very consistent. The recent results that were 33 meters of 2.67 grams per ton gold, starting right at surface. They've, and that's not isolated. You just look at the headlines over the number of months. They drilled before that, 26 meters at 2.97 grams. 14 meters of 0.91, 45 meters of 1.41, 21 meters of 3.33 grams, 17 meters of 6.45 grams, 27 meters of 2.99 grams, 23 meters of 4.47 grams. You can just keep going down the list and looking at their news releases and see. And, you know, for a lot of these open pit type targets these days are coming in at like a gram or less. This one's coming in at multiple grams. That makes it a high grade open pit target, which is very exciting to me, especially in Mexico. You know, there's a reason why I moved down here to Zacatecas, Mexico a few years ago to run my own company, Advanced Gold, and do exploration down here. It's because the geology is phenomenal and the costs are low. The costs for exploration, development, and mining are low down here, and this is why I'm so excited about what these guys are doing. They've got a high-grade open pit target, and they keep delivering with the drilling, and now they're cranking it up to 4 rigs. They also expedited the option agreement on their acquisition, which is another good sign. The fact that their partners, the vendors, want half cash and half stock is also very exciting. The guys got a big project, and it's in a great area. I think you definitely want to keep an eye on these guys. I think that you're going to continue to see them deliver with the Truth Machine, and I like what it's saying.
Corvus Gold in the news here. Corvus Gold trades as KOR on the TSX, CORVF, OTCQX in the States. More drill intersects here from Motherlode in Nevada. With me now, CEO Jeff Pontius. Hey, Jeff, appreciate the time and update. I know you're a busy guy. Some pretty good numbers. Why don't you run us through them?
Yeah, I think, and geologically, the intercept is pretty important to us. So it could be, blazing the trail here for a new discovery at depth, and we'll be testing that shortly.
Give us a glimpse into 2020.
Yeah, we're at this point in time, we're just drilling a series of what we call pre-collars, where we're drilling and casing the holes for core tails, and we'll be chasing the mineralization at Motherlode to the north with that drilling, as well as this deep target following that dike-related mineralization down dip. Now, we have a few other holes that we've drilled into that deep dike mineralized zone as part of our resource expansion program. So those have been completed, and we should have results on those early next year. And then we should start to see the results from this deep test work coming in February. And we have quite a bit of drilling going on, about a 30,000 meter program in this next phase at Motherlode. And we should have that completed by May. And based on the results from that, we'll continue on, most likely, with additional drilling, really to improve density in areas of expanding mineralization so we can bring it into a resource.
Okay, appreciate that update. Jeff Pontius, CEO, Corvus Gold, KOR on the TSX, CORVF, OTCQX in the States. Certainly look forward to getting some more results when they have them. Then caught up with Allan Berry, the Allan Berry Reports. Here was his take on the results.
Rob, Corvus Gold's North Bullfrog project is one I've been paying attention to for a long time because, in fact, this project used to belong to a company that I did consulting for, Red Star, back several years ago, and we were the ones who optioned it to Corvus. I think it went through International Tower Hills before it went into Corvus, but they've done a phenomenal job exploring the project. They've got several zones that are exciting. I'm really happy to see them doing so great with the project. Jeff Pontius is a really sharp guy. He's found big mines before. He used to be in charge of North American exploration for Anglo-American, so really top-notch guy. And I like that they're targeting both. They're doing a lot of drilling over the next little while that will generate a lot of news, and they're kind of dual focused. Some of the drilling will be focused on at resource expansion. Others will be focused on exploration. And this one's one that can definitely see that Nevada premium that I talk about, because there really is not a lot of advanced projects like this one. So it could also be a target for a takeover in the future. One you definitely want to keep an eye on and looking for bargains on.
That's it for today's brief. If you're a fan of the information, please subscribe to the channel and share the broadcast. Back next week with more informative CEO debriefs.